Hey you guys, this is Lavish Bree and I'm going to show you guys how to shop for hair. This is a long awaited video and I know a lot of you guys DM me and ask me like, how do I shop for hair, where are good places to get hair and all of that stuff. So the first step when you're looking to buy hair in general is do your research. Don't just go out here buying hair because you see your favorite celebrity wearing it or whatever, because you never know. For one, celebrities do not keep their hair in that long, so they would never know if the quality is good or not, because normally after 2 weeks or so you start to see like, hey, this is not as good quality, and normally celebrities only keep their hair in for like 5 days anyways. So it's like you have to do your research, look them up, look at the reviews, and just make sure that this is the hair that you want to buy. And I guess this is a tip piggybacking off of one, but when you do research, make sure you do not look at sponsored videos either, especially when you go to YouTube to do your research. When I first started buying hair, the first place I went to was YouTube. So I was like, I'm gonna just, see this and that and see if this is really good quality. And like, when you're watching sponsored videos, you have to realize that they're getting paid to basically promote the product. 9 times out of 10, they're not gonna be saying anything bad about the hair. And then you wanna know why they're not gonna say anything bad? Because they get paid. And if they say anything bad about the hair, they can't promote it and they don't get paid, or they can't post that video in general. I've seen a lot of this where somebody who gets sponsored by a hair company, they will promote some hair, and then you go in the comments and everybody's like, this is trash, this is not good quality, da 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 da. Now it's totally different if you're watching a sponsored hair video and the person has bought their hair prior and was even saying good things before they got sponsored. I would still trust that. But if you're just going basically off a sponsored video, they have never had this hair company before, I would strongly suggest you look at somebody who has purchased the hair. Now this is step 2. When you're doing your research and you're going to YouTube, make sure you're going to somebody who has spent their hard-earned money on the hair, because they're going to be honest and authentic with you, because nobody wants to waste coin. And I'm pretty sure if they're making a YouTube video trying to help people shop for hair, they're not gonna lie for a hair company that gave them a bad batch of hair. So make sure you're watching somebody who has bought their hair with their hard-earned money, and they're gonna be honest with you as really as it can get. It's my 3rd or 4th, so I don't know. I'm gonna just put numbers at the top because I forgot my count already. But make sure, this is a big step too, make sure you're watching somebody who actually knows what they're doing when it comes to hair. Now I watch YouTube videos and you can just look at somebody and tell how they even install the hair, what they say that they use on the hair, that they were not taking care of the hair properly. Now the hair could have been bad quality, but they didn't make it any better by the stuff that they did to the hair regardless. When it comes to buying hair, make sure whenever you're buying hair that you leave it in the state that it comes in. You only keep it in that state. And I'm going to explain this more. So I'm going to use curly hair, like deep wave hair for an example. Do not straighten curly hair. Don't do it. And a lot of people like to test good hair by the basis of you can straighten it and curl it, and when you wet it back up it'll get its curl pattern. Like, no, most curly hair that you get is meant to be in this curly state. Now if you try to flat iron it or anything, it will lose its curl and it won't curl up like it should, and it might even cause the hair to fall out. You never know, because when you're buying hair, it's actually meant to be in the state that you got it in. So if you're buying curly hair, just keep it in the curly state. When you're buying straight hair, just leave it straight, because all you gotta do, if you put your wig on a mannequin head, you wake up in the morning, you might have to just run a couple passes through it. But if you curled this hair prior and you're like, now, oh, I want to wear it straight, you're gonna have to use more heat to make it straight because you curled it. And I hope this is making sense. People love to test hair, but to see if you can straighten it, curl it, no, that's not a good test, because all hair doesn't do that. And you never know what kind of hair quality you're getting. They may say 10A or 9-grade A hair, but we all know that's not true. Most of these companies are lying. You never know what kind of hair you're getting out. Another hair company, you might can do that and it'll work. But if you go to another hair company and it doesn't work, you're gonna say this is bad hair, when actually it's not bad hair. It wasn't meant to be straight, Don't try to straighten your hair if it's curly, or just leave it in the state that you get it in. And if you want a curly wig, just buy a curly wig. Just do it. Another step, let me see what my other step is. Please do not get scammed, okay guys? It's very easy to tell when somebody's scamming, because for one, nobody's going to sell no 30-inch or 40-inch bundles for $200 or even $300. That's not realistic, because any 30 inches hair that I have gotten has been over $400. So yeah, no hair is going to be, it's not gonna be cheap, you guys. And you have to realize, when you're investing in hair, you need to invest for real, okay? I don't know why people don't realize this, but when you invest in hair, it lasts, guys. Because I've seen so many instances where people get scammed, and it's like, you can't, like, did you really think that you was gonna get 10A quality hair for like $200? Like, that's not, y'all. I hate to see people get scammed, because it's like, because me, somebody who loves hair and that shops with, like, I'm looking, I'm researching, it's like, you can just tell, like, this is not, no, it's not gonna happen. Please don't get scammed. Also, when you're buying hair, you guys need to read the instructions that come with your hair, okay? I know a lot of people, even when I'm watching reviews, they'll just toss the instructions to the side, and it's like, no, you don't do that. A lot of hair companies, they put instructions on how to handle the hair in the box. I know a lot of people do not read those instructions. They just assume, oh, well, this is good quality hair, so I'm just going to do this, that, and third to it, and you cannot do that. I'm telling you guys, you cannot do that. Because I watched one YouTube video, somebody was reviewing some curly hair, and the girl, she dyed, like, she bleached the hair blonde, and then she was like, oh, this is matted and tangled, and like all this. Off the rip, when it comes to curly hair, you guys, you cannot just bleach it blonde. Like, you can't do that. And on top of that, you can't try to straighten it and you know it's curly hair. No, because you never know. Sometimes when you get hair, they'll say, oh, you cannot bleach this hair, you cannot do this and that to the hair. Then you didn't read the instructions, and then you didn't mess up your hair, and you're like, oh, this is the company's fault, when technically it's not, because they gave you the instructions and you didn't read them. Guys, all hair is different. You never know, like I keep saying this, you never know what kind of quality hair you're getting. I strongly suggest you guys to just check and make sure that this is what you want, okay? Read the instructions, guys, because the instructions are there to help you, so read them. This is a big step that I tell you guys, is quality over quantity. I don't know why people don't realize this, but if I go out and I spend $500 on hair, and that lasts me for 2 years, and you're sitting here and you're buying $100 hair each time, and it lasts you for 3 months. At the end of the day, yes, I spend more for one product, but that lasted me longer than me buying 5 wigs that was $100 and it only lasted me for a couple months. So you need to invest. You need to invest. I tell my friends this all the time. Even when people come in my DMs and ask me like, hey, like, what hair should I get that's like reasonably priced? And I'm just like, I'm gonna be honest with you, most of the hair that I buy is not cheap. It's not cheap at all. So when you come to me and ask me for hair, I'm gonna let you know that it's gonna be pricey, because you gotta think about it. My hair is pricey, but as many people that come up to me every day and be like, your hair is so pretty, oh, where'd you get your hair from, it's so nice. Quality pays off, because my hair looks nice, you know? It makes me feel good because I spent all this hard-earned money on some hair. It better look nice and it better be of quality, you know? So yeah, just make sure, don't let nobody try to tell you, oh, you spending too much on hair. No, that's not the case, because half of the time, the same people that be saying that need to be investing more in the hair that they got in their head anyway. So don't let nobody tell you that. I'm not trying to play nobody, but it's like, look, I'm not gonna walk around, you know, having my hair looking any kind of way, and I don't want anybody else to walk around like that either, because it's noticeable, like you can tell. I would rather you go all out on some hair and then it lasts you and it looks nice and all of that in the third, like just do it. Yeah, quality over quantity, guys. I'm telling you, it pays off. A lot of reasonably priced hair out there. Like, I like Wiggins, and I like Beauty Forever hair, and I like IC hair. Now, I love IC hair for straight hair, because I make wigs, as you didn't know. I make wigs, and I put my wig page, I don't know, somewhere up here. I have made wigs with IC hair, and that hair was really soft. It was smooth. I really liked it. Now, for curly hair, I love Beauty Forever hair, because I had a curly wig that I bought, but I gave it away because I tried to cut some. I was going for a style and it didn't look right, so I was like, I'm gonna just get this wig away instead of me just throwing it away. So I gave it to a friend, and she was able to shake it up and revamped it, and she loves it. And when I had the curly hair for the short period of time that I had it, loved it. Me personally, I loved it. And also, another time I went to a Pizza Hut and I saw this girl, she had some curly hair and it was so pretty, taken care of and everything. And I was like, I'm sorry for staring at you, but your hair is so nice. And I was like, where did you get it from? And she was like, I got it from Beauty Forever hair. She told me everything that she put in it. She put mousse, water, and a curling cream. And I mean, that's really basic considering, like, it's just all you do. Like, anybody can have that stuff. Everybody has natural hair products. So I would suggest when you're wearing curly hair to use natural hair products anyways, because it's curly hair, so it's supposed to mimic like natural curl hair, right? So why not use that? That's what I do. And yeah, who don't have mousse and setting spray like that? I mean, like just foam and mousse like this, you know. Cause what you call it, spray? I don't really call it spray because it's like a mousse, so you don't really spray. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But you know what I'm trying to say. Another hair company that I really like. Did I say I like Wiggins hair? Oh, I love Wiggins hair. My 32-inch wig that I made, closure wig that I made, I wear it in the majority of my pictures on my page. I feel like it's still nice. I love it. I would recommend IC, Wiggins, and Beautiful Ever Hair. Another hair company that I really like, and it is very pricey, I'm not even gonna lie to you, is Rich Extensions. Like, this hair looks so silky and soft and smooth, and I was like, so where did you get your hair from? And the girl told me Rich Extensions, and I said I'm for sure gonna go there one day. The hair that I ended up buying went up to a total of $380, and I bought an 18-inch closure, 18-inch bundle, 20 bundle, and a 22 bundle. Now that is reasonable. That's kind of high for the prices that I bought. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because my 32-inch wig was $400 some, and I brought it down to $380 with a discount code. So that should tell you, like, yeah, that was kind of. But I bought it and I really liked the hair. The hair lasted me a good while. Another important tip too when you're wearing hair: do not lend out your hair for anybody to borrow or none of that. Please don't do it. I let a family member borrow the hair. It was like she didn't want to give me the wigs, but I'm like, girl, I need to have, like, I have options for a reason. I want to be able to go in my closet and be like, oh, I want to wear this today. I can just wear it. And then I'm like, it was no problem. It's just like, no. Because what I noticed is that whenever she would give me my wigs back, they would come back in a different state. I'm letting you borrow my wig. It needs to come back the way that it left me. I don't like this feeling. I don't like that at all, because I really don't share my stuff with anybody anyways, because people have a tendency to not want to give you your stuff back like it's theirs. And I mean, there wasn't nothing major. It just made me feel, so weird. So I was like, I'm never lending out my wigs again. And I have stuck by that to this day, because I just feel like wigs are an investment. And if I take the time out to make a wig, I want it to last as long as possible. And I know when it's in my care, it's gonna last me. Everybody knows it. Like, I love my wigs. My wigs are my babies. It's another thing too. You need to make sure that your wigs have wig heads, because it keeps the shape of the wig is shaped, if that makes sense. When you throw your wigs around anywhere, they lose their shape and they get loose. It's like a pro tip. When it comes to blonde hair, you guys, I want you guys to make sure that you're taking care of blonde hair. Blonde hair is already fragile, because blonde hair is at its weakest point, unless you're naturally blonde. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's naturally at its weakest point. So you got to keep into mind, like, when you're flat ironing it or doing whatever you need to do, you need to have it on kind of a low setting, because it's blonde hair. It's already fragile. It's already broken, stripped from everything, right? So yeah, just make sure, take care of it. And you're not sitting here putting your flat iron on 450 Fahrenheit and you're trying to straighten the blonde hair. Like, that's not smart, guys. Don't do that. Another pro tip too. I would suggest when you are washing your hair to make sure, especially if you have dyed your hair recently, that you wash with a conditioner. Shampoo will strip. I choked on my own saliva, sorry. The hair is already stripped for one. So when you're washing your hair with shampoo, that is basically taking the color or the dye out of your hair. Now with conditioner, it's kind of keeping it in there, you know? So I would suggest, especially if you have dyed hair or even curly hair, because curly hair, I don't use shampoo for, I use conditioner. Like a leave-in conditioner, that'll be fun. These are the tips and tricks to getting your hair the way that you want it to be, guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for watching the video. Okay? Bye, guys.